Good afternoon everybody. Today I am going to take the next topic of the task communication, that is mailbox function. In the last class I explained about task communication, that is shared memory, advantages and disadvantages of shared memory, pipes, example as pipes, and memory mapped objects and message passing scheme, and also features of message passing schemes and message queue. Today I am going to take the continuation of the task communication, that is mailbox function. What is this mailbox functions? Mailboxes are similar to queues. The capacity of mailboxes is usually fixed after initialization. Some real-time operating system allow only a single message in the mailbox. It also allow prioritization of messages. What are the mailbox functions? It will be classified as create a mailbox. The function of mailbox functions are classified as create a mailbox, write to a mailbox, read from a mailbox, check if a mailbox has any message, destroy an unused mailbox. These are certain mailbox functions. Mailbox size can be categorized as one message, user defined, unlimited message. So higher priority messages read before lower priority once, regardless of write order. These are all certain points you have to remember for the mailbox. I'll explain once again. Mailbox. Mailbox is an alternative form of message queues. It is used in certain real-time operating system for inter-process communication. Mailbox techniques for IPC in RTOS is usually used for a one-way messaging. The task thread which wants to send message to other task threads create a mailbox for posting the messages. The threads which are interested in receiving the messages posted to the mailbox by the mailbox creator thread can subscribe to the mailbox. The thread which creates a mailbox is known as mailbox server. The mailbox is created at the server, it is called as a thread, and that server which is created is called as mailbox server. And the threads which subscribe to the mailbox are known as mailbox clients. Whoever subscribing the server, mailbox server, is called as mailbox clients. The mailbox server posts messages to the mailbox and notifies it to the clients which are subscribed to the mailbox. The clients read the message from the mailbox on receiving the notification. The clients read the message from the mailbox on receiving the notification. The mailbox creation, subscription, messages reading and writing are achieved through the OS kernel. I have explained many times what is OS kernel layer, provided by API calls, application program interface calls, system calls. Mailbox and message queues are same in functionalities. Message queues I explained in the last class, functioning of the message queues. So mailbox and message queues are similar in functionality. The only difference is the number of messages supported by them. Both of them are used for passing data in the form of messages from a task to one task to another task. And mailbox is used for exchanging a single message between two tasks or between an interrupt service routine and a task. You can see in the diagram, task 1 is posting a message to the mailbox, and through the mailbox after subscription, that is forwarding it to task 2, task 3 and task 4, are represented as broadcast message. Mailbox associates a pointer pointing to the mailbox and a wait list to hold a task waiting for a message to appear in the mailbox. The implementation of a mailbox is OS kernel dependent. So kernel layer, functioning of the kernel layer in the operating system I have explained many times. That is that is micro OS to implement mailbox as a mechanism for inter-task communication, and mailbox based IPC implementation under micro OS it will be explained in the later session. So, the figure represents the mailbox based on inter-process communication techniques. I will briefly once again the topic, that is mailbox function. The mailbox functions are categorized as creating a mailbox, write to a mailbox, read from a mailbox, check if a mailbox has any message, and destroy an unused mailbox. These are certain functions of a mailbox, and size of the mailbox are as one message, it is user defined and unlimited messages. These are all categorized as a these are all mailbox size. And the next topic is signaling function. What is the signaling function? Signals are used to inform a process of asynchronous events and to handle exceptions. Signals are software interrupts. Signals are defined as integer flags, and the signal.h header, it defines the list of signals defined for a Unix system. Usually it is used in the Unix operating system. The process has three choices for dealing with the signal. First one is ignore the signal. This option is not recommended for signals that denote a hardware exception, such as dividing by 0 or referencing memory outside the address space of the process, as the results are undefined. Second one is let the default action occur. For a divide by 0 condition, the default is to terminate the process. Third one is provide a function that is called when the signal occurs. By providing a function of our own, we will know that signal occurs and we can handle it according to our wish. So, each signal has a default response, usually process termination. Some signals are ignored by default and few others suspend the process. Signals are generated in many ways. A process may explicitly send a signal to one or more processes using kill system call. That is, we use certain system calls to create a new process and to create a child process and kill using a kill system call. That is to kill system call. The terminal driver generates signals to processes connected to its response to certain keystrokes and events. The kernel layer of operating system generates signals to notify the process of hardware exception or of a condition such as exceeding a quota. A process does not instantaneously respond to a signal. When a signal is generated, the kernel notifies the process by setting a bit in the pending signal mask in procedure structure. These are all function you need to remember as signaling function. A signal is generated when an event occurs that requires a process to be notified. A signal is generated when an event occurs that requires a process to be notified of it. Signal is delivered or handled when the process to which the signal has been sent recognizes its arrival and takes some appropriate action. These are the points you have to remember as signaling action. So, today I explained signaling function and mail functions. Next class I am going to explain the socket and using a socket remote procedure call. It is also called as remote procedure call RPC and sockets in the next class. Thank you for listening.